Yeah. Right. We are playing a game called Let's Talk About, a card game designed for students who don't talk about their feelings very much, to talk more openly and honestly about their feelings to their friends, to feel more comfortable around each other. That's pretty much the introduction done. I have to put that back in frame. I'll go first. It says, let's talk about being vulnerable, or let the person on your right draw on your face. Ooh. Back says it's weird to be, but I will start with that. It is weird to be vulnerable for me. It's almost what I'm offering. It's actually harder than I think to talk about your feelings. So, are you spiking your heads? What are you doing? Yeah, I've never been one to talk about my feelings very openly and honestly.
No.
Because I'm quite sheltered as a person. I think the only person I talk about my feelings to is my mum. Maybe my dad. After I've cried at my mum. And then my mum calls my dad and says, take him away. You can ask questions as well, by the way. If you have,
how vulnerable are you? Because, you know, are you like emotionally vulnerable, or are you like the dragons and you got the soft underbelly that people can stand?
probably that, if I'm honest. I think I hold it in a lot, and then eventually it'll boil over. And someone will say something, and then it'll all go.
Can someone just define vulnerable for me, just real quick? Just like what we
Just
use.
it's a weakness for people to exploit.
Yeah, being open and honest. How often do you think you're? I know it's my card, but you can talk about it too.
How often do I think I'm open and honest?
Yeah, about I don't know, sad things in your
feelings and
life.
stuff.
Yeah. I think I am. Yeah. I'll just.
You're braver than I am then, because I'm not. I'll be very, but my way, I'm sarcastic, and that's how I handle
For
it.
some people, it's not like in their character to like, you can tell between certain people that they're not going to like speak about stuff like that, but
Oh yeah.
some
Yeah.
people were like,
The more I get to know someone, I think the more vulnerable or more open I'll be. But I'm not going to immediately be like, hey, here's my problems.
Yeah.
And that's,
Yeah, I'd say the same. Like, the more you get to know someone, the more you just wanna, that you more be comfortable to share with.
yeah, my mum, probably my best friend, and my dad are probably the ones I'm most open with.
yeah.
And even then, it's sometimes I hide most of the things I'm most like vulnerable or insecure about.
Yeah.
And I'll just talk about, I'll beat around the bush. But my mum's quite good at perceiving that I'm beating around the bush.
Yeah.
And will call me out on my bullshit.
Deep, man.
Thanks, dude.
Is it me?
I think it's you next, yeah.
Let's talk about depression. Depression.
What was it there?
Oh. Or hold a spot for 30 seconds. I'll just do that for the crack now.
Right,
I feel like I feel like there's two sorts of depression. There's one where you're like, because I don't think I've actually been like medically depressed,
Right.
but in terms of like feeling low for a long period of time, but like feeling low for a short period of time, like 100%, like it's like on and off for me. Whereas I don't think that's like the actual
Medical.
yeah, because from what I read up on it, it's like it says that it should last for a long time, but like
Yours comes in waves.
yeah. So because I can be like really like up, and then I'll be really down for like 2 days, and then it'll just pass.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Does yours typically last only 2 days, or does it come in? Does it vary in length?
It varies. So it could be like half a day, or just like a day, or 2 days. I think the most it's ever been is like probably a week,
Shit.
and then. But yeah, and I don't know if it ever goes as well, because it's just like
Yeah.
I think it can get worse, but then it just like comes back at certain points. Like whenever it can be like a trigger, almost like if something happens bad, and then you just get into a cycle of like being depressed.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know.
I think mine lasts a bit longer than that. Mine typically comes in like a month or two that I'm down, and then I get over it for
Well, for a whole
good bit.
month, and then
Yeah. There was like an entire year that I was depressed at one point. But we're not depressed as in medically. I never
Yeah, yeah.
actually went and got checked because I was scared to. But yeah, about a year is the longest it's lasted, and then it's passed.
a couple of years.
Yeah. So, wasn't a fun year, but I certainly got over it
Guys?
eventually. What about you two?
I'm depressed.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
Bit
Went
of
to
it.
doctors over there.
To check for the depression.
Yeah. Got any depressants? Happy Pills, they work.
Do they actually?
They're alright actually.
Yeah,
'Cause I-
like, no, sorry.
I've always debated like getting them just for like, but I don't know if I'm.
I thought like if it's like a,
I'm worried.
I thought like is it like when you take it, is it like a all in your head like a placebo effect?
Right.
And you're like, no, is it sort of just like you know when you've got like a deadline for it
Yeah.
and you sort of worry about it the closer it gets.
Mhm.
It's like if that with a depression, it's like a way of pushing that further away, like keeping it out of you. Like if it's like easier to ignore it.
I do think
Yeah.
about the pills specifically because my brother has depression, and his side, you can see some side effects come through. So I've always been worried about whether I should or not ask for medicine. It's not something that
Do
I
you-
would say no to specific like straight away,
No.
but I would consider.
The side effects he told me were no, you couldn't. It will. Well, it
Nothing
might
that you
make
can
you a bit of a upset stomach and like affect your dreams. A little
That's
bit.
just me normally
I
anyway.
was like, yeah, he said it might give you some weird dreams and yeah.
Weird dreams.
Yeah.
Have you experienced any of them yet? Has it not happened? Do you dream typically anyway?
No.
I,
I do all the time. Yeah.
I rarely dream.
I'm always very confused after it. I was like, what the fuck?
I had a nightmare a couple of months ago. I remember I had to ring somebody up on my phone. That was it.
That was your
That's-
nightmare after. That was
that was
the
the
one after.
nightmare.
Oh right.
Was it a nightmare about small hands?
I had to ring bank up. It was shocking. It was horrible.
Dave.
Was that part of your dream?
That was my dream. That
Oh,
was
you
my
had to call
nightmare.
the bank up.
Yeah, no, that was a fucking nightmare.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever really had like depression in some sort of scale that some people can sort of have it. I think it's like you get some sort of signs that you sort of, it leads you to think maybe it could be the answer, but I think it's not like as severe as some people can like they literally can't like leave their room or something
Yeah.
like that. That's like I don't think I've ever been in that place. More just like you just keep making excuses, but there is some people that I think can be at this stage, but I don't think I've ever been.
Yeah, because I've heard stories of people who like can't even open the door to the room because it's
Yeah.
gotten that bad.
No, I've stayed in my room for that's what I was on about the week one. I got it was after I got like mugged and then I just couldn't leave my room. I was just
You
like
got mugged.
it was like a couple of years ago, but like I just couldn't leave my room like after it. I was
Yeah.
like, ooh. Yeah, that was I think it was before uni actually.
It's a lot to overcome though, isn't it? Because
Yeah, I can
It's
see
just-
how that would take a toll on somebody.
if it was someone that was it like in daytime, so
No, it was not. It was like 12 o'clock on a Sunday,
I was
so
gonna
like
say,
my own fault there, but
someone can do it in the daytime. But like I'm saying, you don't sort of
Not
like
vampires.
you can't really tell who's gonna. It's just so unpredictable, and then
Mm.
every time you think, oh, this could be like you're scared to ever do that event again. Aren't you?
Yeah.
You're never gonna like think, oh, I think I'll be safe at this time. You'll be thinking, oh, I'll go earlier because
Mhm.
you don't want to repeat that again, which is something to
exactly.
do.
Yeah.
Really.
Next card.
You want to get the next card going?
Let's talk about motivation or talking in
Excellent.
accent for a round.
Do you typically
Can
find
you
yourself
talk in your own
motivated?
accent?
Not an accent, that's your own. Yeah,
I
I'm
think
from
I
Yorkshire.
misread that because of my accent. I'm trying to read it wrong. Motivation's like, I feel like that's been something that I'm sort of like at the moment. It's kind of hard to because we've got like deadlines to meet and stuff. But
Yeah.
there's just in some cases there's zero motivation. Some days where you just go home and you just don't do anything all weekend, and it's like you think to yourself, why am I doing this? And it's like, should there be some sort of way to? I don't know, there's no real easy way to get yourself motivated other than like having this feedback and getting like a boot up the arse from like Carol. Really, you just need.
I have a weird kind of motivation, which is like, it's only recently come about where I've decided that my motivation is going to come from like, I want to buy my family members nice things. So like, I can't do that if I'm broke.
So money.
So
Money's quite good motivator.
money is very much a motivator for me, but it's not for like selfish reasons. I don't think. I always say that I want a specific car, but I think before I even buy myself a car, I'd want my mum to have a car, or my dad. My dad has quite a good car. My dad, you know, I'll send him on a holiday. He says it every time I ask him for anything. It's you owe me another holiday, son. So
I think I would.
He says
say
it
he was
jokingly.
a motivated person because you're always like very strict about your like diet.
Yeah.
But that's motivation there.
I could be looser on that if anything. Put some weight back on, which is what I've tried to do.
Paddington pop for those.
What was I saying?
Car.
Car, yeah. I remember promising my mum at an early age that I'd buy her a very specific car. I said a Volkswagen Beetle, which is a car that I hate. I hate, but she actually wants an Audi. S3 or something like that. And I'd much rather have her have one of them than me. So that's my motivating factor is family, pretty much.
My mum can't drive, so I'd rather have it.
There you go. So mum, I bought you a car, but you can't drive it, so it's mine.
Yeah.
It's like there is like two types of motivation. Like this sort of like positive motivation. Where you think, oh, I can do this. I enjoy this. I wanna do it.
Mm.
I mean, it's like, oh shit, if I don't do this, I'm fucked.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
bleep that.
I will believe that. I think the other type of motivation for me is the gym.
No, it's like you've got like negative reinforcement and positive reinforcement.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, it's a good like this, and if I don't do this, it's gonna, you know,
Yeah, it's gonna suck.
hit the proverbial thing.
Mm.
Yeah.
I think when you do get that good feedback and stuff, you get even more motivated. Like it gets like a
Oh,
chain
yeah.
of like.
You do find
oh,
that
you've done
like
this.
positive stuff
Yeah.
motivates you a lot more than like negative stuff. Doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yes, once you're on a roll with something, it's easier to
Obviously,
stick on.
I think negative is more motivating to me than positive. So say someone's like, oh, you're doing well. I'll just like stop doing
you
that 'cause
fall-
I'm
you
like,
fall back on
I'm
it.
breezing it, yeah. I'm doing it, man. And then if it's like, oh no, you could do better, like you're doing a bit shit, then I'll just be like, let's do it. Just do it.
Yeah.
That sounds very competitive, but then
Just
it's like they're challenging you to do better.
I am a competitive person, but like not. Maybe just to like, I don't know, prove them wrong. I don't know.
Pick your card.
Next card.
It's hard to talk about. Let's talk about, fuck me, let's talk about suicide.
Oh,
or
you got a
attempt
fun-
to do for work.
You got a fun one.
Thanks. Yeah.
Suicide's a tough one to talk about.
Yeah.
You can always pick another card if you're
We're
not
all very
confident
much
about it.
emotional
Or
seasons,
attempt to
but
do the work.
I'm not doing a worm. What am I going to do for
There's
worm
no
here?
ruminating
I'm
to
six.
do
I'm
the
6'4". I can touch both sides of this room without, you know.
Brag about it. Come on.
Yeah, someone's a 5'9".
do the worm in your chair.
Yeah.
No,
This is wiggly.
let's talk about suicide.
What's the thing I'm
Yeah,
about
it's a
to
tough one. No, the thing
It's
is,
hard to, I think.
because when I was depressed, like suicide was the thing that sort of motivated me to get out of it. It was like, you know, you have sort of like really bleak days when you're just like, oh, I don't get what the point of this is at all. And you just like, you know, you're driving along. I remember it was like going back and I was driving on the motorway and I was like, I could just full lock on left and just go off this bridge. And
That'd be the end of it. I've thought that too. There was one time where I brought a towel into the shower with me. I was like, waterboarding is a good way out. But I decided against it in the end. Because my family would miss me, if anything.
no, it's like the reason like, yeah, I can't do that.
Yeah, I always think
Can't
that.
do that too
It's
well.
like I would have a sister who would grow up without a brother, another brother. She has another one, but you know, a mum that would think that she's a failure. Same with dad. I wouldn't want that stress on them. So put the towel away.
There's a lot more that goes with like just you
Yeah, it's
taking
not,
your life. It's like a big
yeah,
domino
more of a
effect of
repercussion,
everyone
isn't it?
around you.
Yeah,
It's
I
not
think I've
like-
read somewhere it's like you're not typically taking any pain away. You're just passing it on,
Yeah.
Yeah.
which
Yeah,
is
but, see, I think when you're in that mindset though, you don't think of like,
No, because you
You
actually
don't
think
like-
into it, like,
you
Yeah.
don't automatically think, because I used to have like such a different view on suicide. Like when I was younger, I used to think it was so selfish and like, why would anyone do it? Like I didn't understand at all like why anyone would do it. And then it's just like actually like they're going through a really hard time
Yeah.
and they can't. I think it's one of the saddest ways to like die, because like someone
Oh.
physically does not want to like be in this world because they're suffering so much that they think taking their life is the only.
Yeah, I had a friend. I wasn't overly close to him, but I had a friend in high school commit suicide.
Mm.
And I felt that for a while. Even though I wasn't very close to him, it was always really cool to me every
Yeah.
time I spoke to him. And I never thought
Did
of
you?
it. I never
was you
thought.
surprised?
Oh, very much so. Because he always seemed.
Mm.
or a leather jacket, smoke cigarettes.
No, but he always seemed quite happy a lot of the time. And I never at any point thought he was selfish for doing it. It just really shocked me that he did it. 'Cause I didn't know that he was going through anything, obviously because I wasn't close to him. So, wanna go next card?
Round one. Ding ding. No one.
No tears.
Oh, it's me, isn't it? Shit.
No points. No one's there.
Yeah.
How do you win this game?
There's no one.
No
winners, we're all
No
friends.
winners, we're all winners.
It's just,
Everyone's a winner.
We're just taking part.
Let's talk about addiction, or eat a spoonful of mustard. I don't think I'm addicted to anything, to be honest.
No.
It's very easy for me to not get addicted. I don't feel like I've got an addicted personality. I don't drink alcohol, so I've never
asked you
become.
that. Do you think you have an addicted personality?
No, like I've had cigars a lot, but if you told me tomorrow to stop forever, I feel like I could easily. And I haven't had one in several months.
But do you think in your diet, do you think you're addicted to like
Oh,
It's a personality.
I don't know if that's
it's not.
addiction as much as it's like.
motivation?
No, I think it's
OCD.
yeah, OCD.
Oh, right.
Compulsion.
Just anal retentive.
Yeah. And I just, because I look at the fat intake of everything, and if it's over a certain amount, I just don't eat it.
Right.
Which I don't think is the overly healthiest thing to do. Even though I'm trying to be healthy by being, or at least attempting to be healthy, I think I'm.
I don't think your
Starving my body.
Your health eating, your like gym stuff hasn't really like become such an
No, I
addiction.
think it's like addic-
taken over, has it? You're just
I don't
like-
think so. I think I can control
Some
it.
people can like look in the mirror and it's like all they think about.
Yeah.
It's just like another thing. Like you're
Well, I'm
trying
not
to
calling you
work on.
addicted. I'm just
No,
like
I don't say
devil's
that.
advocate.
No, I see what you mean. I do think there's a side of me that is very scared. Well, I don't know. I think it is scared of eating too much or whatever.
Yeah.
So, I don't think I'm addicted to the gym. 4 times a week isn't really addicted, and it's like no more than an
I'm
hour.
addicted to anything.
You know,
No.
I don't think there's a single thing that I'm addicted to. I could stop
Mustard.
coffee.
Do it.
No, I answered the question.
We need to get a dare in this video.
I will not. No, don't think I'm addicted to anything. I don't think I know anyone who's addicted to anything, so I can't really talk about it.
Not like a severe addiction, but I guess my like addiction to like sort of like gambling and gaming
You were
could be
gamer.
like I spent like far too much time, I think.
Yeah.
Some points where you were like, it's almost like comes back to bite me when I'm doing work now, where you spend like a day off working on like some pointless achievement on like a game.
Oh, I
To
used
you,
to
it
do
feels-
that. I used to
It
do that.
feels like a good sort of thing because you get like that rush of like, oh, I've done this thing, but
That
then
ping comes
nothing-
up. And you're like, oh, 10
Yeah,
10 gamers go.
Nothing like you don't get anything in real life, so it's like trying to.
Yeah, I have a
Yeah,
fake
the
number
problem
next to my Xbox account. Means nothing.
Yeah.
I've realised that now. I think as a kid I used to try and collect them all.
Even now, it's even worse because all my friends that used to play the game like no longer play. So it's like this whole thing I've been working like 10 years for
Yeah.
means nothing now because it's like
All that work.
I finally got stuff that I wanted, and then it's just like, what's the point?
But no one should know any found the true meaning of Christmas.
The only thing I
It's
can
friends.
The only thing I can think that I might be addicted to is my phone, because they have that screen time thing now, and my internet went down the other
Actually, I think
day.
I am addicted to my phone.
Yeah.
I am.
Was that my card?
Yeah.
Alright, John, it's you.
You definitely have.
Let's talk about social anxiety.
Or email them.
Oh yeah, sorry, I keep on forgetting about that.
Email. Come on, bang a cheeky
Or email a
email.
lecturer and tell them about your day in as much detail as you want.
And give
Hi,
them-
Carol. Get the laptop going. Social anxiety. I think I have it. Yeah. No, but like in college and stuff, like I never used to speak to anyone else. Like I had my friend group, and then that was it. Like wouldn't even speak in class.
Yeah.
And then like social anxiety. What would that even be like? Like
I don't know.
your nightmare about the phone is that you not wanting to speak on. Do you get anxious about speaking on the phone?
Sure.
No, so I do as
Yeah.
well. Yeah. Like it.
Yeah.
Well, I've
What
become
might
more
be
confident with
favourite
it
thing to
now. But
I'd rather go in person.
obviously that.
What do you mean about calling on the phone? Yeah.
Yeah,
I
it's
used
yeah,
to
like
really
it's-
struggle with that. It's like
It's-
it's
I-
such a weird.
only
thing.
until
Normal
recently I
people
had my mum
don't
do it.
probably-
Yeah.
So the doctor's berated if you don't because you're appointment.
Yeah, they berated me and they said, you know, your son's 21. You should be able to call us. And I was like, yeah, I should.
Do man.
Go
Yeah.
for it.
Let's talk about fears or rap a verse of a song you know.
I say you.
Hmm.
Box.
I don't really like.
Don't know any
I
raps.
want to do the dare, but I don't want
You don't know anything to rap.
Fresh Prince.
to. I'll just talk about it. Come to this Goku.
Let's talk about fears.
Yeah, so fears, I guess. I don't know. It can be. You can either be scared of stuff, maybe, or it's like the fear of other things. What?
You can even be scared of stuff. Sorry, go on.
Ripping my ass off.
What? I'm fearful of people mocking what I say. Anything I say, I get taken down a peg. I'm just saying.
Right, go on.
Let's talk about fears, Dave.
What's
Yeah.
yours?
Fears. I don't think I've really got like any fears, but I know in some ways fears can just be like talking about like deadlines or like the fears of like failure or
Spotlight on him.
fears
He's got-
of
he's
people
got
putting
props.
spotlights on me. Yeah, I don't think I've really got like. I think just the fears of like other stuff like deadlines and things like that is probably what I
Mm.
fear, and obviously the fear of like all failing, because I took like a really big risk where I was working and I come and studied again, so the whole thing, like I've took like this risk and then I hope that it doesn't like all come to nothing, because it's like hopefully it doesn't, because I'll get like what's the word, what do you get when you finish uni?
A degree.
Quality degree.
Like a degree and
Qualified.
qualification.
Debt.
So it's better than having nothing, but it's still the fear of like, should I have just worked 3 years at this job? Something could have happened, or
See, that's
like,
when I saw that card, I was like, oh yeah, I'm scared of bees. Like that's what I thought. But like actually agreeing with you,
I was thinking of deep water.
yeah, like I that's what I just thought. But like I used to be so like scared because, and I still not as much now. But like when I was in high school, I didn't know what I wanted to be when I was older, so I didn't know like what options to choose in college. Then when I was in college, like I chose like random options. I still didn't know what I wanted to be, like what I wanted to be. Just so happened that I did like the best in graphic design. So I'm here, and now I'm like still like, is graphic design the one for me? So now I'm still like.
still got the fears. of
So like,
stuff.
still what am I gonna be when I'm older? Like, I don't know.
When you get
Like,
your job, you're going to be fearing about if this is
yeah,
the right job as
this
well.
is the right
Just
job. Yeah,
non-stop.
just a constant cycle.
Should have gone into acting.
Anyone else with any fears?
No, I mean, honest. Other
I've
than
rationalised on my fears.
the points that you've made, deep water,
Things that
sharks.
Things that might kill me scare me
Well,
sometimes.
did you want fears about like life or like fears about
If
actual,
you
like,
want to
It's just-
interpretation,
yeah.
what anything. We can move on. Yeah, I mean, you've answered the
I'm
question.
scared of, because you did scared, I guess you could say scared of bees. Let's move along.
Moving on.
We're going to do Chris's card and then
We can do Chris's and one more round.
I
I
hate
don't know.
being. Let's talk about being homesick. Or give someone your phone and allow them to text a random person. Ooh. Yeah, well done, you guys.
text yourself. Did it.
Yeah, homesick. Yeah. It does get you, doesn't it, going to uni being homesick? Well, probably not.
Not me.
Probably not,
Yeah,
probably not
no,
you two as
No,
much.
no,
Like,
that's true.
I live at home.
because if you live at home, but it's sort of like first time I think for a lot of people where you actually do get to like try being an adult and living your own life for a bit,
Mhm.
don't you?
Yeah.
Doing your own washing.
Doing your own washing or not.
Or somebody else's washing. Right, it's my round after the camera crashed. This is I think about. Yeah. Let's talk about losing people. Or
Oh.
doing 25 sit-ups in a row. I think I've lost 3 people in my life. No, I know. I just like saying I think. I think I lost my grandma, dad's side, granddad, dad's side, and my cousin when she was 2. And I think my cousin going is what hit me hardest, because I was only 5 or 6.
And how old were they?
She passed away nearly 2. She didn't, and but she was really bubbly. So it was quite. I knew she was sick from an early age, but I was too scared to ask what it was, because a part of me didn't want to know. I just wanted her to be happy for as long as she was alive,
Yeah.
which is kind of why I make people, or try and make people laugh now. It's got more sarcastic over the years, but yeah, she was in a lot of pain for a lot of the last part of her life, so I didn't like.
Like arthritis
It
or
was hot.
something.
No, she had like tubes up her side and going into her nose and stuff. I didn't know what was wrong with her. I'm still too scared to ask. That one was the hardest one. With the grandparents, grandma died. She had not arthritis. What's the one where you lose your memory?
Dementia.
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 Alzheimer's.
And Alzheimer's. That's it. So that one was hard too because grandma forgetting who I was quite difficult. So, and that was hard to deal with. And it's weird to see someone that you've known your entire life function a certain way, and then all of a sudden she's losing functions,
Mm.
and she needs more looking after than a child would need.
Yeah.
So, seeing her in those late stages was very difficult for me. But my granddad came as a shock because he was, as I've been told, he was just eating breakfast, and then he went.
Oh, that is sudden, isn't it?
We didn't get to see my dad's side of the family a whole lot, but I loved my granddad a lot. He would always sing Yankee Doodle to me because I was born in America, and apparently as a kid I hated it, but now I kind of I don't know.
Is it like a good memory?
Yeah, I like that
Mm.
song now because it reminds me of him.
I get that.
Yeah. They all hit me hard for different reasons. I still have pictures of my cousin on my phone just to see every once in a while.
Well, I lost my dad this year, and I think what I didn't know before, like, it's one of the hardest things to, like, well, it's one of the hardest things that I'm going through at the minute, or like that I've ever been through, and I didn't expect it to be so hard. And I feel like he passed away of cancer. So like as it was like getting to that stage, it was like he got diagnosed in like early December, like literally this time last year, and then he passed away in February. But like, it wasn't even the hardest bit, like from like then seeing him like go through it so fast and like suffer and like get like bedbound or whatever. It's like the actual aftermath, I think, because it's like literally like someone in your life, and then they just like completely go. And I think that's what I didn't realise back then. Like going through it, I was like, because when the actual day he died, I wasn't like sad at all. And then like over time, it's just been like getting used to like a new routine and like only being like 2 people in the house, or it's like it's difficult. It's just like one of the most difficult things, and I don't think I realised that looking back. But like,
Yeah, I can't imagine how that must have been during that time.
yeah, it was it was difficult. But like, it wasn't. It always seems worse than, like, when I say it, everyone always thinks like the worst.
Yeah.
Like it wasn't that bad. Like from what we went through, I think it could have gone like, it was, how would I say this? It was like the best possible. It was always the best possible outcome
Right.
in that time, if that makes sense.
No, I see what you're saying.
I mean,
Yeah.
like it can last longer. Like they can be like suffering for a longer time. You think
Yeah.
you don't want them to be in that pain for that
Mm.
long, so it's like even more like painful to watch them slowly like this happening. So
Mm.
there's nothing you can do. It's like
Yeah, it was just
Sure.
like. So apart from like, obviously when he got diagnosed with terminal, like every possible like, so like getting him to the hospital and stuff, like it couldn't. We always thought the worst of it, and like where he died and whatever. Like I always thought he was going to die at home, and I did not want that to happen because I didn't like. I think that's, linking back to the suicide thing. That's one of the things that I think is the worst. Like finding someone
Yeah.
dead. That's my fear as well. Oh my god, I'm linking them all.
Yeah, okay, background. Don't know if that one made the video. But
Yeah, that's pretty much my take on it. I think it just takes time, really.
I think that's like a real big thing, losing someone that's such a like key part of your life. Like your
Mm.
parents are literally like they just guide you for everything, and once
Yeah.
that's
Yeah,
gone,
yeah.
it's like it's getting real. It's like you're the one that's you've got to like actually do something without
Yeah.
any like guidance.
Mhm.
It's so weird to like.
and that kind of reaction happens at every age as well. Like with my granddad dying, seeing how my dad reacted was
Yeah.
interesting. You know, he didn't handle it very well at the time.
I feel like it's like even if you're not like settled and like your life doesn't feel like you've got to this point where you feel like you can like leave the nest in sort of like a word
Yeah.
way of saying it, like
I don't know if I'll ever be ready for that.
yeah. Even like when you have moved on, I feel like you still do go back and forth to your parents for like guidance, and if that's gone, it's such a devastating thing, really. So,
On the positive side, it did make me like the strongest that I've ever like. It did like, how do I describe it? Like, emotionally, like I don't think most things could break me anymore. Whereas like I was very anxious like before it, and then this all happened. It kind of like made me kind of grow up in a sense. And I take things a lot more serious, but like even though I'm still a bit.
Feeling back now.
No, I say I'm taking things serious, but like I'm still like take the piss a lot.
Yeah, you can't just let it consume your
Sometimes
life.
like sometimes the only way of dealing with it though.
Yeah.
Mm.
Laughter's the best medicine, that kind of thing.
Is it me?
Oof, I think so.
Yeah.
Yes, you.
Let's talk about Let's talk about perceptions of you. I'll take a shot of hot sauce.
What do you think your perceptions of you are?
What does that
Hot
mean?
sauce.
Like, what do you think
What do you think
people
people think of you?
think of you?
Oh, I don't know.
I think you're quite outgoing and characterful, if that makes any sense.
Kind
Like,
of.
I don't think I could be as
You're alright.
popular as you could be, because I'm quite dry and sarcastic. And that's my perception, so everyone thinks I'm an arsehole. But I don't think I could be. I don't know how to word it. You just seem very bubbly and very easy to get along with, and you can connect with people.
Yeah,
So
connects with everyone in the class like so easily. Like I feel like for some of us it's hard to like go to speak
Yeah.
to someone, but you seem to just like speak to them like it's so simple, which is
Yeah, I get that. Yeah, because like in college I didn't speak, but then now I do. That's it. But perceptions of me, I don't know. I don't really. I try not to think about like what others think of me, because I think I'll get too over my head and then overthink it and then just presume everyone's like thinking negatively about me.
Right.
So I don't really.
So I'm the
Don't really
opposite.
know.
I'm like, everyone probably thinks something negative about me, and that's fine.
I feel like for some people like me, I feel like it's like I've talked about it a little bit with you before, but I feel like there's like a perception like because I'm not the same age as you, it feels like really weird for me to be coming back and doing what you're doing.
Yeah.
But there's not been like that at all. I feel like I've been welcomed. There's no like segregation of
Yeah,
like,
it's not
oh, this
very-
guy's like 27 now. They're not going to be like, oh, we're too young, we're not going to. There's not going to be any like, oh, I don't know, it's just like the perception of like age, no one really like says that. It's weird, like, but
Yeah.
it's good though because
Yeah.
it was like one of my biggest things, like coming here thinking I'm not going to fit in, it's going to be like such a waste of time doing this, but yeah.
Oh, the card.
Fun.
What was the
Perceptions
card?
Perceptions of you.
My perceptions of me.
What do you think people perceive of you?
Bit tall. Lanky.
Tall.
Yeah. I don't know. Try not to think about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's probably the best mentality to not think
It's
about.
awful of you. I don't want to know.
Yeah. I just. I don't
Try
know
not
if
to think about what I think of me, never mind what other people
Yeah.
think. Fuck
I
that.
think
Whose card is it? We're gonna go move on.
Let's talk about eating problems or allow a person to post on their Instagram account.
Get your phone out.
What would you post on my Instagram account?
just this right now.
Trash
Just
my
right now.
Instagram account.
Get my like. I can get like a
Got a
triple
meme
chin
picture.
scenario.
I'm sure we've got
I think it's
selfie on
selfie.
my Instagram
a
account.
meme picture.
It's like Yakub, you can take one.
Go for it.
I've got a problem with the question, but
I'll add it in. No. I'll put it in the video.
Selfie option. Oh, you're doing that face. Get close.
Fuck, I turned it off.
I'm
When you press the lock button,
Ah, my
probably going for it.
No, I thought it was like take a picture of Dave.
Oh yeah, do a picture of Dave. That would be better. Let's get a nice picture of Dave on his Instagram. Get a new profile
Should we?
picture.
Yeah, I can get a nice picture.
It's not a group selfie.
Kristen, do you want to be in it or
I
not?
fucking don't.
Hey, you just stood up.
Oh yeah, this is
You see it before you post
It
it.
zooms in.
It zooms in.
Alright, I guess that's that card over with. I've now injured myself. So I actually have hurt my neck.
Because you're in there.
Yeah, it's actually like
Is that what's still
stiffened
going?
up. Do you want to do a quick
So,
1 minute card?
I'm currently on Let's Talk About Medication. I have a spoonful of cinnamon. Fucking give it to me.
Oh,
Nice spoon.
Down it.
I fucking.
Have we got water?
No.
I've got one.
We have hot sauce.
There's
There's a
water
Pepsi.
there.
There's some
Bottle-
Pepsi if you want
bottle
Pepsi.
of
I've got a bottle of water.
tiny bottle of
I
water.
want a spoon.
I don't have a spoon.
I've
We've
Got it in a minute. Cool.
We've got 1 minute.
Can't fucking open
Use
it.
the card as the spoon.
It won't.
Yeah, give it it.
Oh, hang on.
Get it.
Just you.
Just do it, I guess. I should have been more prepared and brought a spoon.
Fucking should have been, yeah. That's a spoonful.
That's a spoonful. That's gonna be bad.
Get a drink.
Get the one